Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Welcome to the video lectures of professional practices. And in this session, we will cover week number 2. So, students, first of all, we will see the topics which will be covered in this week. First of all, we will try to understand the introduction of business. We will try to read and try to understand definition and introduction of business. Then we will cover the features of business, the characteristics of businesses, and after that we will cover the steps in processing and selection of business ideas, economic objectives of business, functions of business, requisites, types, and dimensions of business. So let's start with the first topic, which is the definition of business. So students, let's have a look at the definition written here. Business is either an occupation or a profession or a trade, or it is a commercial activity which involves providing goods and services in exchange of profits. So students, what is business? Business can be an occupation, profession, trade, or any commercial activity offered or done in exchange of profit. So students, business activities or the activities which are called business are done in exchange of profit or in expectations of profits. So let's have another definition. Business is an organization comprising people who strive together to achieve common objectives and goals. So business means there are more than multiple people who are working together to achieve mutual goals, and the mutual goals means to achieve profits. Another definition is business is usually defined as a commercial enterprise. And some are the businesses which are run by one person who carry out all the required functions. And some businesses involve more than one people or many people. Or as it is mentioned here, that there are some organizations where there are thousands of people provide goods and services to people all over the world. Each business can be defined or described by its type of ownership, the goods produced or services offered, the types of job provided, or the functions it performs in community. So students, when we have to understand or when we have to explain the business, we can say that the businesses can be described by number one, type of ownership. We will discuss type of ownership later. We will discuss the goods produced or by service provided or by the functions it performs in the community. It means students, there are different types of businesses. Some businesses offer goods and goods, some businesses offer services, and the nature of goods and services may also be different. So it means that businesses are of different types and different kinds. So after having some enrich and in detailed discussion on business, we will start we will start understanding the types of business. So students, next slide tells us about what do businesses do. आखिरकार businesses क्या करते हैं? What do they do? Businesses are started by entrepreneurs who see a need, recognize the opportunity, and go into business to meet the needs. There are some people who go to market, they see or observe any need of the customers. He finds the solution of the product solution in the form of any service or solution in the form of any good. So when he finds the solution of the need of the market in the form of goods or services, then he offers the good and service to the market and he becomes a businessman or the business starts. Business and people need each other. There are many stakeholders. We depend on business for products and services, but also for employment. So students, people are important. Number one, from businesses we can have or we can provide goods and services to the people. At the same time, doing any business activity, we offers employment to different individuals. So people and businesses have very positive relationship where people get employment and the business get the products and services produced and delivered to the customers. So people and business, they both need each other. These both need each other. Business need people to purchase the goods and before purchasing to produce the goods, and people need businesses to fulfill their needs, number one, and number two, for getting the opportunity of employment. Next topic is point by inputs, raw materials, labor, machinery and equipment and land वगैरह. So there are some other things that businesses not only important for the employment, but businesses buy inputs. Inputs means raw material, electricity, etc., etc. It needs labor. Labor means मेहनत, means काम करने वाले लोग. It needs machinery and other equipments and land. So these are the things which are needed for the business. They produce outputs. What is output? Output is called finished product. Inputs means raw material. When they process raw material, then they produce a product, and the product is called finished product and services. And after that, focus on efficient use of resources and generate profit. And after that, the finished product or the services is provided to the customers, and customers purchase the product and give revenue to the business. And this is the way businesses create revenue and they earn profit after selling their product or service to the customers. So, who are the stakeholders? Stakeholder can be anybody, anyone who has interest in the success of a business. Any person who is directly or indirectly influenced by a business, or a person who can, sorry, let me change the color. Stakeholder is a person who can directly or indirectly influence a business. Any person who can influence the business is a stakeholder, or a person who can be influenced by the activities of the business is called stakeholder. For example, stakeholders are the customers who are influenced by the activities of business. They use the product and their life changes. Managers and other employees of the organization, they are the stakeholders. They are influenced by the decisions of the company or of the business. Owners, owners of the business, they are also stakeholders, because owner of the company are influenced by the decisions of the business, or owners can take decisions about the activities and functions of the business. That's why they are also stakeholders. Local community or environment, suppliers, government, and creditors. So these are all the forces which can influence the business activities or which can be influenced by the business activity. That's why they are called stakeholders. So students, how a business works, here is the chart, or here is the flow diagram. First of all, we will try to understand that there are some inputs. Inputs are also called raw material. Okay, companies take raw material, they process the raw material. After processing the raw material, they make output. Output means finished product, and sometimes services. In order to take raw material, they pay price. So this is basically the cost. When they process the manufacturing, when they process or when they manufacture the raw material in the factory or in the manufacturing plant, where they incur fixed and variable costs, and after they have sold their final product or finished product to the customers will give them revenue, and if the cost is less than the revenues, then they will get profit. Let's take an example. For the month of January 2023, if the revenue of a company is, for example, $250,000 rupees, and the cost, variable plus fixed cost, is 175,000 rupees, then there will be difference of about 75,000 rupees. So this 75,000 rupees is the profit. I hope this topic is clear. So now we will move to the other heading, which is called the challenges and excitements of business. There are different challenges to the businesses. First of all, we will see that first challenge for the business is that businesses are basically economic institutions. It means that businesses are run and they can live or they can survive only when they get profit. If the companies or if the person if a business does not get profit, if any business does not get profit, then the company will have to die. The company can only exist when the company is going on profits. So this is called a challenge, which is economic institutions. Businesses are only working in order to get revenue and profits. Profit is the risk premium and reward for the efforts and hard work put in by the businessman. Profit is the engine of growth and is the measure of the success of business. Without profits, business collapse under their own weight. So students, as I have told you that this is an economic activity. Business is an economic activity. Any activity which is not done in order to get profit, this will not be called a business. And as I have told you that businesses can only survive when they get profit. If any business does not get profit or they keep on gaining loss, then the companies die. We have seen in our area, in our region, in our cities, where there are some organizations which are established, some businesses which are established, but after several months, the businesses collapse. Why the businesses collapse? Because of losses, financial losses, because the businesses could not gain considerable profit to survive. So for the survival of a business, this is very important to get profits. So this was first challenge. Number two, businesses have to create, businesses have to communicate, and businesses have to deliver value. As we have studied previously that businesses go to market to find the need of the customers. When they go to find the need of the customer, they try to satisfy the need by offering them product or service. So first of all, they have to create value for the customer. They have to communicate customers about the given value, means by advertisement. And number three, they have to deliver value. It means something they commit in advertisement, they should deliver in their product. Apart from making money, businesses need to offer unmatched value to the customers. Yes, as I've told you that companies try to get profit, but in order to get profit, companies have to create an unmatched value to the customer. Unmatched values means the value which is given by our company or your company, and this value is not given by any other company. They must keep cost low. They should, in order to keeping the cost low, they have to make products with low cost, and economy of scale is one of the criteria to reduce the cost. They need to do the job better than the rivals. Rivals mean competitors. Only then they will play a long inning. So this is the way where they have to deliver a product which is superior than the competitors, and then customers will like their products. So let's move to the next slide. Risky path, full of problems. There is another challenge for the businesses is that this is a risky path. This is a way which is full of risks and uncertainties, because there is risk of return, there is uncertainty of the profits. That's why this is full of risk, and there can be many problems in the way of the businesses. It is well worth remembering that the path of a business is full of thorns. Thorns का मतलब होता है कांटे. There are so many thorns in the way of business. The tastes of consumer might change. There may be change. There may be a change in the taste of the customer, requirement of the customer, need of the customer, expectations of the customer. Competitions may get heated up. Competitors may come with a revolutionary idea. They may tease a company. Rivals may come out with novel products or services at lesser price. Sometimes the competitors to may come with superior product and with low price, and the customers will be attracted towards the product of the competitor, and the customers will not purchase our product. So these are the reasons where we can say that businesses are full of risks, and businesses have to keep an eye on environment. And basically the best way to research or to observe environment is pest analysis, where businesses understand political environment, economic environment, social environment, and technological environment. So these are the ways companies can observe in order to cater the problem which is called risk. So dealing in goods and services. So as we have, so sorry. So these were all the challenges and excitement of the business. And in next video we will start understanding the features of the business.